The next morning at Crescent High was louder than usual. Rumors traveled faster than the school bell, weaving through students in frantic whispers. A girl was attacked last night. No, it was a wolf. My cousin swears he heard howling. She's lucky she survived. Who was it? Ariana walked through the hallway, every stare landing on her like a spotlight she didn't ask for. Her hands trembled as she tightened them around her books. She hated attention, but today she was drowning in it. Someone whispered too loudly, "That's the girl Liam walked home. Did you see him come back last night?" He looked different. Ariana's heart skipped. Liam hadn't said a word to her since the wolf attack. Not a message. Not a glance. Until now. He stood by his locker, jaw clenched, eyes burning with a mix of frustration and something dangerously close to fear. When he noticed Ariana, he pushed off the locker and walked toward her with long, determined strides. Students parted around him like he was a storm they didn't want to get caught in. "Walk with me," he said, voice low. It wasn't a question. Ariana hesitated. Her heart didn't. She followed him out of the hallway, down the quiet corridor behind the library where teachers rarely passed. The silence there pressed against her ears, thick and expectant. Liam turned to her. "What happened last night?" "You were there," she cut in softly. "I saw your eyes." He froze. Her voice trembled, but she held his gaze. "Liam, that wolf, the one who saved me, it was you, wasn't it?" For a long moment he said nothing. His chest rose and fell sharply, as if he was battling something inside. Then he stepped closer. "Ariana," he breathed, "you weren't supposed to see that." Her spine tingled. "So it was you?" Liam closed his eyes briefly, just 1 second, before whispering, "Yes." The truth stroked down her bones, terrifying and comforting all at once. "So you're a wolf?" His eyes flickered silver. "Not just any wolf," he said quietly. "I'm the alpha heir." Ariana's breath hitched. He shouldn't have told her. He never told anyone. "But why protect me?" she whispered. "Why risk yourself?" Liam's throat tightened. His voice dropped to a raw whisper. "Because I had no choice." Ariana's heart pounded. "What does that mean?" He looked at her like she was the beginning and end of something he didn't want to accept. But before he could answer, a loud bang echoed down the hallway. A classroom door slammed open, and Veronica Hale, the school's queen bee and Liam's not-so-secret admirer, stormed toward them with fire in her eyes. "There you are," she snapped at Ariana. "Everyone's talking about how Liam saved you."
Did you tell them that?
Ariana stepped back. "No, of course not." Veronica jabbed a finger at her chest. "You're making him look like some obsessed guard dog." Liam's voice cut through the air like a blade. "Veronica, back off." She looked stunned. "Liam, you're defending her?" "Her?" Liam moved in front of Ariana protectively. Too protectively. Too close. Too natural. Students nearby gasped. Rumors began forming instantly. Veronica's expression twisted.
Why?
"What is she to you?" Ariana's breath froze. This was the moment he would deny her, deny everything. But instead, Liam turned, glanced at Ariana with a conflicted softness she had never seen before, and said, "She's someone I need to keep safe." The hallway erupted into shocked murmurs. Veronica's jaw dropped. "From what?" "From everything," Liam answered darkly. Before Ariana could speak, before she could process anything, the fire alarm shrieked. Everyone jumped. Teachers yelled. Students scrambled. But as the hallway filled with chaos, Ariana felt the floor tremble beneath her feet. Something outside was howling, closer, louder. And then a teacher ran in shouting, "Everyone evacuate. There's a wolf on the school grounds." The blood drained from Ariana's face. But the real twist came when Liam grabbed her hand and pulled her into an empty classroom. His voice was low, frantic, terrified. "Ariana, that wolf isn't here to attack the school." Her pulse hammered. "Then what?" "It's here for you," he breathed. Ariana froze. And then he said the words that shattered everything she thought she knew. "Because you're not just a human, Ariana. You're the reason the wolves are stirring." Screams filled the hallways as students rushed toward the exits. The fire alarm blared overhead, vibrating through the walls like a warning from the universe itself. But inside the empty classroom, silence fell between Liam and Ariana. "Why would a wolf be looking for me?" she whispered, barely hearing her own voice over the chaos outside. Liam moved closer, not threatening, but desperate, like someone standing on the edge of a cliff. "Because you're not what you think you are." Ariana shook her head. "Stop saying that. I'm not a wolf. I'm not anything." A shadow passed the window. A massive one. Liam's eyes flashed silver. "They found you sooner than I expected." Ariana's breath hitched. "Who found me?" He didn't answer. He grabbed her hand instead. His grip was warm, strong, and shaking, not from fear, but from urgency. "We need to move.
Now."
A terrifying snarl echoed from outside the building. Students shrieked as something heavy thudded against the school doors. Ariana's legs refused to move. "Liam, what is happening?" "Please," he said, his voice cracking with something raw and unguarded. "I need you to trust me." She had no reason to trust him. He had pushed her away. He had been cold, distant, impossible to understand. But right now, he was the only calm in the storm. Ariana nodded.
Liam exhaled sharply in relief. He pulled her toward the back door of the classroom, which led into the narrow staff hallway. But the moment he opened it, a huge silhouette blocked their path. A wolf stood there, bigger than any Ariana had ever imagined. Its fur was battle-scarred, its eyes burning with brutal hunger. Liam immediately pushed Ariana behind him, his body tensing, his wolf surging too close to the surface. "Stay behind me," he ordered. The rogue wolf growled, stepping closer. Ariana grabbed Liam's arm. "You're not going to fight that thing in here." Liam turned his head slightly, eyes glowing. "I'll do whatever it takes. Liam. I won't let anything happen to you." His words hit her harder than the fear itself. The rogue lunged. Liam shoved Ariana to the side just as his body shifted mid-leap. Bones cracked, skin tore, black fur bursting through in a violent cascade of transformation. Ariana gasped as Liam's wolf form collided with the rogue in a deafening explosion of force. Claws slashed, teeth snapped, growls ripped through the hallway like thunder. The wolves crashed into lockers, denting the metal doors. Papers flew everywhere. Liam fought savagely, protectively, every movement fueled by instinct and fury. The rogue pinned Liam briefly, jaws closing around his shoulder. "Liam!" Ariana cried. Her fear echoed off the walls. The sound of her voice lit something dangerous inside Liam's wolf. With a roar, he broke free and hurled the rogue across the hall. They collided again, a blur of snapping jaws and tearing claws. Ariana backed into the wall, trembling. She'd never seen anything so vicious. And yet, she'd never seen anything so desperate. Liam wasn't fighting to win, he was fighting to protect her. The rogue lunged once more, heading straight for Ariana this time. "No!" Liam's voice echoed even through the growl. He threw himself between them, taking the attack full force. The impact sent them both crashing through the glass panel of the door and into the adjoining room. Ariana screamed his name. When she reached the shattered doorway, she found Liam's wolf limping, blood dripping from a deep bite on his side. He struggled to stand between her and the rogue wolf who was getting up again. He was hurt, he could barely stay upright, but he still spread himself protectively in front of her. "Stop," Ariana whispered, tears blurring her vision. "Liam, you'll die." The rogue wolf snarled and launched forward. Liam didn't hesitate. He threw himself at the rogue with the last of his strength, jaws locking onto its throat. The two wolves tumbled violently, and with a final, brutal twist, silence, the rogue collapsed. Liam staggered back, panting, barely conscious. His fur was matted with blood, some his, some not. He turned toward Ariana. One step. Then he collapsed at her feet. "Liam!" she cried, kneeling beside him. His wolf eyes fluttered open, unfocused and fading. And then, right before he lost consciousness, he shifted painfully back into his human form. Ariana gasped, heart stopping. Liam, bleeding, trembling, shirt torn, lifted a shaking hand and touched her cheek gently. "Ariana," he whispered, voice breaking. "I told you. I'll always protect you." Then his hand fell, and everything went still. Ariana's hands shook violently as she pressed them over Liam's wound, trying to stop the bleeding. Warm crimson coated her palms, slipping between her fingers no matter how hard she pushed. "Liam. Liam, stay with me," she whispered, her voice cracking. He didn't respond. His body, usually so powerful, so unyielding, lay limp against the cold floor. The hallway around them was eerily silent now, broken only by Ariana's uneven breathing. Tears blurred her vision. This couldn't be happening. Not after everything he had just risked. Not after he saved her life again. "Someone help," she yelled. But the school had been evacuated. No footsteps, no voices, no one. Except a sudden rush of air filled the hallway, a cold breeze swept past her, raising the hairs on her arms. Ariana looked up. 3 wolves, much larger than any she'd seen, appeared at the far end of the hall. Their eyes glowed with intelligence, authority, and something ancient. They weren't rogues. They were pack wolves. And the one in the center shifted first. Bones cracked. Fur receded in seconds. A tall, broad man with sharp features and piercing gold eyes stood where the wolf had been. Ariana stumbled back. The man's gaze snapped to Liam's body, and something primal flashed in his eyes. "No," he whispered. "Not the alpha heir." Another wolf shifted beside him, revealing a woman with white streaks in her dark hair. "He fought a rogue. Alone." Ariana swallowed. He protected me." The man turned toward her, expression tightening. "And who are you to him?" The woman elbowed him sharply. "She's terrified. Don't interrogate her." But Ariana felt their eyes on her. Judging. Analyzing. Recognizing something she didn't understand. "Move," the woman said, kneeling beside Liam. Ariana hesitated. "I'm not leaving him." The woman's eyes softened unfamiliarity. "You care about him." Ariana's voice trembled. "He almost died for me." For a moment neither wolf spoke. Then the man crouched beside them, gripping Liam's shoulders with experienced hands. "He's alive," he declared. "But barely." Ariana let out a shaky breath. The woman placed her hand over Liam's wound. A faint glow pulsed from her palm. Ariana blinked. What is that?" "Healing," the woman replied simply. "Wolves can repair others, if the bond is strong enough." Ariana's heart pounded. "Bond?" The woman paused. The man's eyes narrowed at Ariana. "You're not ordinary," he said quietly. Ariana froze. I'm human." He shook his head slowly. "No, not fully." A chill swept through her. "What do you mean?" Ariana whispered. But before they could answer, Liam stirred. His fingers twitched, his breathing hitched. "Liam!" Ariana breathed, leaning closer. His eyes fluttered open, faint, silver-tinged, but the moment they met hers, something powerful rippled through the air. A soft glow shimmered between them, invisible to everyone else but unmistakable to the wolves. The woman gasped. "Oh, Moon, help us." The man stepped back, stunned. "It can't be," he muttered. Ariana's heart hammered in confusion. What is happening?" Liam lifted his hand weakly and reached for her. "Ariana." His touch was warm, trembling, desperate. The hallway spun. Ariana's heart stopped. And Liam, still half conscious, tightened his hold on her hand as if he had known the truth long before anyone spoke it aloud. Ariana stepped back as the words echoed in her skull. "Fated mate. Liam's fated mate. Me." Felt impossible. Unreal. Like a cruel joke carved into reality. "No," she whispered, shaking her head. "You're wrong. I'm just a girl. I'm not, whatever that means. The golden-eyed man, Alpha Rowan, though she didn't know his name yet, looked at her with a mixture of pity and dread. You felt the pull, he said. The night you arrived in town, every wolf within miles felt it. Liam felt it strongest. Ariana's breath came unevenly. I didn't feel anything. The woman beside him, Evelyn, studied Ariana closely. That's because you've been blocked. Ariana's pulse stumbled. What does that mean? But before Evelyn could answer, Liam groaned. Ariana turned instantly. His eyelids fluttered open, revealing silver eyes swirling with foggy pain, and unmistakable relief when they landed on her. Ariana. His voice was hoarse. You're okay. She knelt beside him, brushing a trembling hand against his cheek. You almost died. He managed a faint smile. Would have been worth it. Her throat tightened. The wolves exchanged glances, soft ones, knowing ones. Alpha Rowan cleared his throat. We need to move. More rogues might be close. Evelyn nodded. We have to take Liam back to the pack grounds. He won't survive another attack. Ariana swallowed hard. And me? What happens to me? Rowan studied her. You'll come with us. Ariana stood slowly. I'm not going anywhere with strangers. Rowan's voice hardened, not unkind but authoritative. You are the Alpha heir's mate. Rogues will hunt you. Humans can't protect you. Ariana's pulse quickened. I didn't ask to be his mate. Liam winced, closing his eyes for a moment, as if her words cut deeper than the wound on his side. Ariana froze, regret flickering in her chest. Liam, I didn't mean. I know, he whispered. It's okay. But his voice cracked. Evelyn placed a hand on Ariana's shoulder. Surprisingly gentle. No one asks for destiny. But it finds us anyway. Ariana looked down at Liam. Bruised, bleeding, vulnerable in a way she'd never seen him. She thought of how he stood between her and the rogue. How he threw himself into danger without hesitation. How he said he'd always protect her. Her voice softened. Fine. I'll go. Liam exhaled in relief. Rowan and Evelyn helped lift Liam carefully. His body trembled, and he leaned against Rowan with a pained grunt. We leave now, Rowan said. But as they made their way to the back exit, Ariana suddenly felt a chill crawl up her spine. Low. Heavy. Wong. A feeling like eyes digging into her skin. She turned instinctively. A shadow stood at the far end of the hallway. Not shaped like a wolf, not shaped like a student. Something in between. Something watching. The figure didn't move. But Ariana felt its presence like a blade pressing against her throat. Liam, she whispered. He followed her gaze, and his expression shifted instantly from weak to feral. His eyes darkened, glowing dangerously despite the pain. Rowan, Liam rasped, voice shaking with fury. Someone is here. Rowan stiffened. Where? Ariana pointed with trembling fingers. There, at the end of the hall. But when they looked again, the shadow was gone. A cold, empty hallway remained. Evelyn inhaled sharply. It found her already. Rowan cursed under his breath. We need to get her out of here. Now. Ariana's breath hitched. What found me? Liam looked at her then, with worry unlike anything she'd seen on his face. Ariana, he whispered, reaching for her hand again. There's something you need to know. Something dangerous. Ariana leaned in. His next words shattered the floor beneath her. The rogues aren't here to kill you. They're here to claim you.